What's up everyone, how you doing? It's yours truly, Fitz. Sorry I've been gone for so long. School, doing Apex Legends tournaments, and playing Apex Legends has taken over my life right now. So, back into it with a Tempest Cup best 3 Pokemon of each typing video. You know, I always do these videos for the past couple cups, the Boulder Cup and the Twilight Cup. Now it's the Tempest Cup, and that includes Ground, Flying, Ice, and Electric. So I'm going to go over 3 of my personal opinion best ground types, best flying, best ice, and best electric. So we're going to start off with the ground types, even though Piloswine is an ice and ground type. So if we go to the stat sheet here, I'm always going to pull up the stat sheet. Here is Piloswine. We go all the way over at level 22 and 100% IVs. Comes at 1474 CP, a 122 attack, which actually isn't bad. A 95 defense, but an extremely high HP, making it overall very, very tanky. So if we go back to Piloswine and look at its moves, let's see what makes it so good. Well, Piloswine has access to Powder Snow. Powder Snow is a very, very high EPT move, meaning you're going to build your charge move extremely fast. And it does some decent amount of damage. It is slightly better than Ice Shard, so don't be fooled. Now, the 2 moves you want to run during this tournament is Avalanche, being an ice type, doing super effective damage to flying types, also super effective to ground types as well, just depending on what your opponent throws at you. And it's a very powerful 2-bar charge move. This charge move in particular does charge up pretty quickly, especially coupled with Powder Snow. And same thing goes with Bulldoze. Bulldoze charges up fairly well. It's a good ground type move, and it does super effective damage to those electric types if you come across one. So Piloswine, it has amazing type coverage for this tournament. Now I know what you're thinking, Fitz City, what about Mamoswine? Well, I'm actually going to go over that. Mamoswine is right here. If you go over at 15.5 level with 100 IVs, it's got a 137 attack stat. Okay, that's higher than 122, right? But the defense is 84, and that's 11 lower than 95. And then you look at the stamina. It's 135. That's 15 lower than HP. So this means that Piloswine will survive in battle better than Mamoswine, even though Mamoswine's going to do just a little bit more damage. It's not worth it. I think using Ancient Power to build up your HP and your attack in PvP for Mamoswine is still not worth it. Your opponent could pull out a Pokemon that's so powerful and so overpowering that its moves are going to make you deplete your shields, and you're going to be left in a very bad situation. So Piloswine, absolutely. Now, next one is Whiscash. Now, the next 2 Pokemon I'm not going to cover too much because they were so good in the Boulder Cup, but you guys are aware of how good Whiscash is, right? Let's just briefly go over it. You want to run Mudshot. Mudshot doing super effective damage to those electric type Pokemon, and just having one of the highest EPTs in the game, charging up your charge moves extremely fast. And then you want to run Blizzard, and this is where things get interesting. You could run Blizzard or Water Pulse, because Blizzard will do super effective damage to flying and ground. Water Pulse will do super effective to just ground only, but charge up faster than Blizzard. Now, Mud Bomb has to be a staple. You have to have Mud Bomb. Extremely fast charge move, depleting your opponent's shields. But whether you want to run Blizzard or Water Pulse is up to you. You will get a Water Pulse first before you get Blizzard, so you gotta keep that in mind. If you're going to throw Whiscash out first, I would go Mud Bomb, Water Pulse. If you're going to have it tank at the very end, you could go Blizzard and Mud Bomb. Absolutely, because that Blizzard is going to hit if you get it first, or if you have a shield and your opponent doesn't, because towards the end game, either one person has a shield or none of them have it at all. So it's a risky move, but just letting you guys know of your options right there. Now, next one's Marshtomp. Again, another very good Pokemon, similar to Whiscash. It just doesn't have as much of the tankiness, but the moves are the same, except Surf. Surf actually charges up quicker than Water Pulse, so you can run Mudshot, Surf, and Mud Bomb and have a lot more viability. Surf doing super effective to ground types, and then also doing neutral damage to flying types, so that's pretty nice. It actually does neutral damage to water types too, but you got that Mud Bomb in there to do super effective damage against them, so you're not going to have to worry about it. Sludge is definitely a no-go in this situation because of the typings that are involved. Now, next up, we're going to go over the ice types, and let's go ahead and go into that, shall we? So we're going to go ahead and adjust this here. There's no real way for me to actually do this on the fly, like having it pre-set up, so I kind of have to do it like it is. Anyway, so Jinx, right here, right? We go over at level 20.5. Jinx at 1496, 100% IVs, has a whopping 143 attack. Its defense comes just at 100, which is, if you look here, kind of average. And then HP 107, kind of average too, but that attack is large. And both the other stats are over 100, or at 100. So, okay, what makes Jinx so special? Well, you're about to see. First off, it has Confusion or Frost Breath. Both of these moves got a buff recently. So, depending on what you want to run, you can run Confusion. It'll do super effective damage against like Nidoking and Nidoqueen, who are ground types, but take super effective damage because they're poison typing. Frost Breath doing super effective damage to ground types and flying types. So, whichever move you want to use, it doesn't really matter. They're both monstrous moves now that they got actual buffs during the last update. Now, one thing that's even more crazy is now you have access to a fairy move that charges up fairly well, a Psyshock that charges up pretty quickly, and Avalanche that charges up pretty quickly as well. So this is where things get interesting. If you do have an Ice Punch Legacy Jinx, however, you're definitely in the clear. I would go with Ice Punch and give yourself either Psyshock or Draining Kiss. It's completely up to you. You might come across a couple Dragon types like Flygon or Altaria, so this might come in handy. But I'm thinking you should run an Ice move and Psyshock. That would probably be the two moves I would run. An Ice move and Psyshock. Now, going into Dugong. Now, I'm actually not even going to go in the stats of this, because it should be clear that because at 1985, this Pokemon is extremely tanky. You know what? I lied. Let's look at Dugong. Dugong is a water type, actually, as a first move. Or as a first typing, excuse me. So if we look at the ice, where is it? There we go. There's Dugong. Dugong right here at 26 level, 1475, a 104 attack. Okay. 130 defense. That's kind of high. 151 HP. That's fantastic as well. So, see, I wasn't lying. We didn't really have to go over it, but we did anyway. Alright, so if we go with the moves, it's, again, the moves. Frost Breath, amazing move, right? Iron Tail will do super effective to those ice types. So, you know, maybe think about that. But Frost Breath, I would probably run. And here's where things get interesting. If you have a Legacy Dugong with Icy Wind or Aqua Jet, keep that move. Both those moves are great. They charge up extremely fast. They're very good, quick charge moves. And then if you go with Icy Wind, so if you have Icy Wind, run Water Pulse. If you have Aqua Jet, run Aurora Beam. If you don't have either of these, run Water Pulse and Aurora Beam. But this Pokemon is extremely tanky, good to throw in at the end of battle. Absolutely. It's only going to be weak to electric types in this sense, since it is a water and ice type. I don't think there's going to be any fighting moves you could throw in there. Even though Jinx had Focus Blast, I don't think you have to worry about that kind of weakness. You don't even have to worry about a grass weakness, I don't think, either, because it's an ice type as well. So there you guys have it. That's how you can run Dugong, a very good Pokemon. Now, next up is Laparis. I don't know if you guys saw, if we look at the very top here, level 19.5, 1471. It's got 106 attack, 111 defense, but a 172 stamina. So that is the main reason why it's on this list. And if we go to the moves, it's pretty set in stone. Frost Breath, definitely want to run that. Surf, quick charging water move. Now, this is where things get interesting. If you have an Ice Beam Laparis, you're a beast already. Ice Beam, incredible move. Dragon Pulse even would be kind of a interesting choice, doing pretty much normal damage, you know, just regular DPS. And it charges up fairly well. But if you don't have access to these legacy moves, it's okay. Run Surf and Blizzard. Again, like I said, Surf does normal damage to electric types, to the flying types, to the super effective the ground types, and then regular damage to ice types, I do believe. So you're going to be doing regular stab DPS with Surf as you spam that, but the main purpose of Lapras should be towards the end of battle being a tank. 172 HP is absolutely insane. Now, next up is the flying types. Skarmory. Don't really have to go over that, right? This Pokemon is an absolute staple. Absolutely, especially in the Boulder Cup when a Steel was available. You want to run Air Slash with Sky Attack and Flash Cannon if you can. Now, you can go with the Steel Wing, but it's not going to build up as much energy. But Steel Wing will be a pretty solid move to go up against those Ice types if you happen to come across them. But Air Slash, Sky Attack, Flash Cannon, I think would be your best bet. Now, Next up is Mantine. Now, Mantine is only going to get destroyed if it comes across an electric-type Pokemon. That's it. That's it. Also, an ice... Let's see. Is it weak to ice? No. See, exactly. Now, it's weak to rock, but it's not weak to ice. It doesn't... takes neutral damage from that. So, if we look at the moves, though... Bullet Seed! Yes! Forgot about that one, did you? Bubble! Bubble's extremely good move. Wing Attack, good move. Okay, so... what would you want to run on this Pokemon? That's entirely up to you. Flying, doing super effective damage to any kind of grass type like Abomasnow, which isn't on this list, but it's a notable mention. Abomasnow is probably going to be a beast in this meta. So, for Wing Attack, doing super effective damage to Abomasnow. Bubble, doing super effective damage to ground types. And then Bullet Seed, doing super effective damage to water types if you come across them. Now, Bullet Seed can do super effective to like Marshtomp and Whiscash. I can't see them there because they take 4 times the damage from Bullet Seed, so this is going to be interesting. But what move would you want? Aerial Ace and Ice Beam. Aerial Ace being a very quick charging flying move, and then Ice Beam being that ice coverage as well. Same stats as Skarmory, so didn't really touch on that. Now Gligar is going to be the last flying type Pokemon that we're going to pick here. So we'll go flying here. There we go. Where the heck is Gliscor? Nope, Gliscor, I want Gligar. There's Gligar. We go all the way over at level 28, 1485 CP, 111 attack is okay, 140 defense is very high, and 125 HP is alright. It's not bad, but what about the moves? Well, we know Gligar is actually not that bad with Pokemon having access to Fury Cutter. Very high EPT move, but the thing is it's not going to do that much damage against any flying types, any steel types, any fairy types, any fire types. So actually this might be okay. Because you could come across Abomasnow and do super effective damage to it. Could come across Jinx or a Claydol, do super effective damage to it. So Fury Cutter could be a safe bet. And then you could run Aerial Ace as a very quick flying move, and then Night Slash being a very quick dark move. Not much coverage there, so that's just going to be normal damage. Dig is not a move worth using. But the thing is with Gligar is it's tanky, and it has good fast move and 2 good charge moves. So I think it definitely belonged to be on this list just for that alone. Alright, last up is the electric types. Lantern. We want electric here. Flying, there we go. So Lantern, right at the top here. You guys can't see that. Level 25, 1489, 107 attack, 101 defense, 189 HP. That is higher than Laparis. 189. So what moves would you want to run on this thing? Well, that's a good question, actually, because I've been dictating this. You want to run Thunderbolt no matter what. No matter what, it charges quicker than Thunder, you need Thunderbolt. And then Charge Beam and Water Gun. This is where things get interesting because it depends on how you want to cover this tournament. Do you want to do Water Gun and have super effective damage against ground? Or do you want Charge Beam doing super effective damage against any other water types you come across? Potentially, like Dugong, or any other flying types you come across of, like Skarmory. So it's entirely up to you. They're both really good quick moves. Charge Beam having a high EPT, Water Gun being, I think, like it's like 3 and 3 DPT and EPT. So 2 very good fast moves, but it's all on that coverage. So Thunderbolt is a staple, guaranteed, and then Hydro Pump, because why would you want to run 2 electric moves? So it's entirely up to you. This Pokemon is very versatile. It just depends on what your opponent has. So up to you. Next up is Electrode. Electrode. Go ahead and switch this up here so I can show you guys what we're working with here. Electrode. Electrode is right underneath me, I see. Go over to level 25 at 1499, 125, 125, 113, making it pretty well rounded, but it's the moves that I like on Electrode the most. It has access to Spark, absolutely. If you have Tackle, that'd be great actually. Tackle is a pretty decent move, but Spark, in order to run Discharge, you actually don't need a second charge move on this Pokemon. That's why it's on this list. It's a low-cost Pokemon. Discharge fires up extremely fast, faster than Thunderbolt, and definitely faster than Hyper Beam. So run Spark and Discharge, or if you have a Tackle, keep it actually, so you can do that normal damage against ground types if you find yourself in a bind. So Tackle would be okay, and Spark would be okay as well with Discharge. This is just in case your opponent does not have any type of ground Pokemon on their team. Like, because if you think they might use a ground type Pokemon and you're not going to do any damage against them, and you pick this Pokemon or you want to, don't choose it. But if they have like a Marshtomp or a Whiscash, you're going to do neutral damage to that Pokemon. Neutral damage. So this would be fine. This would absolutely be fine. But if they use ground moves on you, you're dead. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful. That's basically what I'm saying. But Electrode is a pretty solid choice, I think, when it comes just to electric types. Now, last one is a Alolan Golem. This one's interesting. If we go ahead and go here, Alolan Golem's actually, I think, rock first before it's electric. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Yes, Alolan Golem coming at 17.5 level, 1474, 126 attack is okay, 119, 114. So kind of well-rounded, right? But it is the moves where things come in handy. First, you want to run Rock Throw. Better than Volt Switch, Rock Throw. That covers some flying types, right? And then you want to run Wild Charge and Rock Blast. Wild Charge charges up fairly well, fairly quickly. Rock Blast even faster, though. That's the thing. Rock Blast even faster. So you're covering the flying types, the fire, the ice types, which, look, it does normal damage against water. So this could be your water counter? Water ice counter? Maybe. Maybe. This also does regular damage to grass, so Obama Snow, goodbye! Because ice moves do not do super effective damage against Golem, since it's rock instead of, it's rock. So this actually could be a pretty interesting Pokemon to come across. Rock Throw, Wild Charge, Rock Blast for Alolan Golem. So there you guys have it. Let me know if there's any other Pokemon that you guys think would be good in the comment section down below. I can't cover them all because this video, and it's already 17 minutes and a half long, this video would be 2 hours long if I covered them all. But let me know what you guys think. If of any other good Pokemon, put the comments in the comment section down below. Get the discussion going. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Be a part of the Fitz City fam. That's it with your boy Fitz City. I'm signing off. See you guys in the next Pokemon Go video.